Nobody is stopping you. No one. Not your family, not your job, not your past. And that is exactly why your life looks the way it does. Because if someone was holding you back, you could blame them. But there is no villain in your story. Just you, repeating the same decisions, expecting a different life. You say things like, I don't have time. You say, life is hard right now. You say, once things settle, I'll start. But nothing is actually stopping you from waking up earlier. Nothing is forcing you to stay distracted. Nothing is locking your hands to your phone. You are not trapped. You are unopposed. And that should scare you more than any obstacle ever could. Because when there is no resistance, your habits become the resistance. And right now, you are not fighting the world. You are fighting yourself and losing every single day. So tell me, who exactly are you waiting for to fix your life? Here's the truth your brain avoids because it removes all excuses. Psychology shows that humans default to the path of least resistance when no external force demands change. That's not weakness, that's wiring. But here's the twist. When there is no pressure, your identity becomes the excuse. You don't fail because you are blocked. You fail because nothing forces clarity. And that gap between potential and execution grows silently. The most dangerous situation is not being controlled by others. It is having total freedom and still choosing stagnation, because that means the problem is not your environment, it is your decisions, and that makes change unavoidable or impossible depending on what you choose next. You wake up, no one is demanding more from you, no one is watching, no one is judging, so you relax, you delay, you drift, and days turn into weeks without pressure. But pressure is not your enemy, absence of pressure is. Because without resistance, you don't rise, you rot slowly in comfort. One action, create artificial pressure today. Set a strict deadline for one task and treat it like it matters to your survival. So the question is, if no one pushes you, will you ever move? Look at your life closely. There is no boss enforcing discipline, no structure forcing consistency, no consequence for wasting time. So you built one yourself without realizing it. And that system is built on comfort, distraction, and delay. You are not living in chaos. You are living in a system you designed through your habits. One action. Redesign one part of your environment today. Remove anything that makes procrastination easier than action. So the question is, what system are you reinforcing right now? You wanted freedom, you got it. No one tells you what to do. No one controls your schedule. But instead of building, you drift, because freedom without discipline becomes noise. You confuse options with progress. You confuse flexibility with growth. And slowly, unlimited freedom turns into unlimited waste. One action, restrict yourself today. 1 hour, no distractions. One goal, no switching. So the question is, can you handle freedom without destroying yourself with it? You think your competition is other people. It's not. It is your comfort, your habits, your delays, your excuses. That is what you lose to every single day. And comfort always wins because it never argues. It just invites. And every time you accept comfort over effort, you are choosing a smaller version of yourself. One action, choose discomfort once today on purpose. Do the task you avoid first, not last. So the question is, are you competing with others or losing to yourself? You wait to feel ready, but readiness is a myth. The world doesn't reward readiness, it rewards repetition. The people you admire didn't feel disciplined. They built structure, so discipline became automatic. And without structure, your emotions will always run your life. One action, lock one non-negotiable habit into a fixed time slot starting today. Same time, no negotiation. So the question is, are you controlled by feelings or by structure? This is where it gets uncomfortable, because there is no one left to blame, no system to point at, no excuse that fully holds up anymore, and that can feel heavy. You might even want to shut this off right now. That reaction is normal, because responsibility feels like pressure when you are not used to holding it, but listen carefully. That discomfort you feel? It is not a warning to stop. It is a signal that something inside you already knows the truth. And that is exactly why most people stay stuck. Every decision is a vote, not for your present comfort, for your future identity. And most of your votes right now are inconsistent. Some days you vote for growth, some days for escape. That inconsistency is why your life feels unstable. Your future is not waiting for you. It is being elected by your daily choices. One action: make your next decision as if your future self is watching you right now. So the question is, what kind of future are you voting for? Stop thinking like someone who is trying to improve. That mindset keeps you small. Ask something deeper. Who are you when no one is forcing you? Because that version of you is the truth, not the ambitious version, not the motivated version, the real one. And right now, that version is being shaped every time you choose comfort without resistance. But imagine a different identity, the version of you who doesn't wait, who doesn't negotiate, who moves first and thinks later. That version doesn't feel different because life changed. Life changes because that version was chosen repeatedly. Picture waking up with no hesitation, no internal debate, just action. Your room feels sharper, your mind feels quieter. Your days feel heavier with meaning instead of distraction. That is not fantasy. That is discipline compounded over time, and you are already building one of these identities. The only question is which one will win. Today is simple. Pick one area of your life where you have been drifting and impose structure on it immediately. Not tomorrow, not when ready. Today, set a time, set a rule. Follow it without exception. No emotional debate, no negotiation. Because every time you negotiate, you reinforce weakness. You don't need someone to hold you back. You are already doing it yourself, gently, consistently, quietly. The moment you stop needing pressure from the world is the moment you finally stop wasting your life inside freedom. Next time, we break down how to turn discipline into identity, so you stop starting over and start becoming unshakable.